welcome, one and all, back to another edition of the That Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, BJ Marcus. And you're joining me live in the That Comedy Studios. But I'm never alone. I'm my boy, Joey LaFaro. Go say hello to people.
I don't know if I can hear you in my headphones or not.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I do, but I can't tell if it's from here or from here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
Maybe we should ask our guest.
And we have a guest this week. We have Mr. Mix Rodriguez. Mix, welcome to the That Comedy Podcast.
What's going on, gentlemen? Appreciate y'all having me on. Yeah, I can hear y'all. You bumping though, but I can hear you.
Okay. We gotta make sure these levels are where they need to be, and not where I like them to be. Because I like them to be loud, Joey.
Okay.
You know why I like them loud?
Why?
So people will hear me.
People not normally hear you?
Because when they don't hear me, they don't listen to me.
So you have that deep throaty voice. I thought it would carry. Like,
yeah, I know.
Did you struggle to be quiet?
I do.
Okay, I do too.
I do. It is an ongoing struggle for me.
That's why we went to a broadcast realm, because we couldn't make it in the real world.
Oh, no. I yell at people too often. And being corporate and yelling at people doesn't work too often.
Do you get accused of raising your voice too easily?
Yes, that is.
It sounds like the beginning of an infomercial for a product that we don't have.
That would be hilarious. Oh, man. Man, dude, it's been a week, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. Memorial Day weekend. Or was it Labor Day?
It was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day?
Memorial Day.
Day of remembrance.
Did they remember the sacrifice of the soldiers?
Yes.
So what do we do on the 4th of July?
That's just the declaration, the day that we declared we were going to be like, hey, England, fuck you, we're independent. And we were like, yeah, all the women are independent. And then they
I don't think they did that.
Dance.
I hope they didn't do that.
And then England, I don't want to touch this anymore. I don't want any part of this.
So then why do we celebrate Labor Day? Is that for the labor parties?
I don't understand Labor Day. It confuses me.
Yeah, see, I've always wondered why we had those bookend holidays on the summer.
I thought like, to me, Labor Day is like the plank before you jump into back to school.
Ah.
Like it's like walking if you're on the ship that's the summer ship, and then they're like, hey, time to die, and then they push you off the planet into the Kraken's mouth that is back to school.
That is children. It is a pain in the ass getting to the end of the summer. But man, it's been a long week, Joey.
Yes,
we hung out for Labor Day or Memorial Day.
I did a show.
You did?
I did a show Sunday. I did 2 shows Sunday.
Really?
But I don't want to talk about the second one. In fact, I want to pretend it didn't happen.
Where was it?
I don't remember. I forgot.
Whose show was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you got to tell us now. You can't bring it up and then not. You got to tell us.
I hosted it against my will. Let's leave it there.
Was it a shit show?
The other show was at Simple Bar in DC, and that was fun.
Whose show was that?
It was Johnny Quest and Rob Schneider. I don't actually know the brand of their comedy. Not that Rob Schneider. That would have made it interesting.
Yeah.
But they had the PG chapter of the National Alliance for Mental Illness there.
Okay.
And they were raising funds for them. So I got to be part of that. I wish I had known, because I would have done more of my mental health jokes. But I didn't.
Yeah.
So I did other stuff. They liked it. They've asked me to do more stuff.
To do more mental health shows?
No, just more comedy in general.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey.
They thought I was funny, not crazy. So
okay. Well, that's good. At least that. Man, but we hung out.
Well, maybe both, but the funny enough to outweigh the crazy.
We did get a chance to hang out for Memorial Day.
Yes, we did. We had an impromptu cookout because I thought out too much meat.
Yeah, Joey. Whenever Joey has a problem with too much meat in his life, he calls me. And come grab some of this meat.
Come on, get this meat.
And I come over and I grab all his meat and I go home.
Get this meat out this box.
So wait, I want to hear about the shit show. But first, how much meat did you take out?
Well, I only pulled out a couple racks.
What? No, here's the thing. So I have Butcher Box. I get the Butcher Box delivered me. So I have noticed a pattern of
hashtag not a sponsor.
If I don't like take food out like days in advance to thaw, I will never cook it, and my freezer's always full. So I was like, okay, this weekend I'm gonna have to cook. So I was like, oh, and it's a longer weekend, so I can do ribs. I took out wings. I would do that one day, and then I found out that I was going to a Nigerian wedding, and that included the rehearsal dinner / before party the night before. So Friday night, when I was supposed to make some food, I didn't get to.
Gotcha.
And then it all ended up piling up and being left for Sunday or Monday.
Monday.
So Monday, I ended up just cooking everything.
Yes, because Sunday I got the phone call. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?
I realized that Monday was going to be a cookout.
And I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to Joey's cookout. I was thinking about it, like, because I dropped my little cousins off at Haynes Point for a cookout they were going to. Have you ever been to Haynes Point?
No.
I never heard of it. Where's that at?
It's in Southwest. Now, Southwest consists of a tiny stretch of land and then in the river.
Okay.
That's what's on that tiny stretch of land. It's Haynes Point. So it's just basically it's a golf course and a picnic area.
Okay.
And a couple like playgrounds. So if you're from DC, you know Haynes Point, you know Anacostia. I've drove through all of the worst picnic spots this weekend. Like when I dropped my cousins off, I got lost, so it ended up in Anacostia. It happens. I mean, I kept driving that way nothing happened to me. But I saw the different worlds of picnic. Like I saw the thought out, hey, we're gonna do this picnic, and then I saw the hood picnic where there was like 9,000 chairs. Where did black people get all these lawn chairs? Like not like the beach chairs, because I'm not used to us having those. I'm used to just being sitting on the ground.
Store purchases?
It seems like way too many. Like they had a sale or something that I didn't get to. It was just that many. It was that many, and they had tents. They had the big tents. You know the big like when you go to soccer games like for kids.
Yeah. And
the parents all get their big tent together and they sit it on the side. Yeah, they had those.
Okay.
Where did niggas get those from? Because we were battling bugs and everything else when I was a little kid. I grew up in South.
We gotta evolve from that, like you said, that heat and them bugs, man. That ain't no joke.
I guess
they realize that you go to the good thrift store out in the other neighborhood.
Gotcha.
And then you bring back the good stuff.
They gave them niggas cars. That's what you tell me.
You gotta go to Big Lots, man. You get all that. Yeah. We wasn't going to Big Lots in the 90s because we wasn't rocking with that. But now, yeah, you gotta rock with Big Lots.
You gotta go to Big Lots. Okay, I've never been to Big Lots.
Laurel just got a Big Lots.
See, that's what I'm saying. We wasn't that wasn't a. I don't think that was a black folks thing. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't remember going to Big Lots in the 90s, like at all.
It sounds like a foreign ass thing to do because that's what they do. They take two adjectives that mean the same thing and put them on something.
Yeah, super best. It's like who the hell thought up this damn place?
Right.
What do they call it? Lots of stuff. What are big stuff?
Big
stuff. Got big stuff. Yeah, like what? Nah, but them places like that, yeah, like you go in there and it's like, hold up, like, oh, y'all been hiding all this the whole time. Okay, like just hiding in plain sight.
There you go. I need to get myself to a Big Lots.
There's no thing. There's nothing you can like plan to buy at a Big Lots.
Okay.
It's
not a store that you go, I need to go to Big Lots to get this.
Nah, you're just gonna find stuff. You're gonna be like, oh shit, like you're gonna find that canopy for the beach, like, oh, $20, like, oh shit, I need this.
I'm bored after breakfast. Where can I go walk inside where it's not raining or hot?
See, I've always been around them, but I've never gone in one.
Yeah, we started doing that's our Sunday brunch move. We go to brunch,
then
we go Big Lots.
Big Lots.
This week we decided to go walk around a lake because we hate ourselves.
Y'all got eaten alive, in other words.
What made me mad was I forgot my Fitbit, so there's no evidence of it for me.
Nope.
Oh, you didn't take it. You gotta take some pictures, man.
I got 4,000 steps today, Joey.
Oh,
that's from going to Walmart and then the grocery store. I didn't do too much today. I washed clothes because I was trying to waste time today to go get my daughter from school. And I just sat in the house and said, you know what, today's going to be a lazy day.
Well, you did better, twice as good as I did, because I
Really?
went to the gym and I went home and I worked all day.
See, well, tomorrow I'm going to get 10,000 steps, I believe.
Because I got dumbasses at my job. Like, so we are supposed to get like escalations when like stuff doesn't, but they've done this. They're starting to do this new thing now when they're confused, they just send it to us.
Well,
and the reason they're confused is they didn't ask any questions. Like they'll send it like,
gotcha.
Well, there wasn't enough information to troubleshoot this. Can you figure it out? I'm like, no, you said the first part. Like you didn't collect the evidence. It's like,
that sounds like a corporate office.
What am I, a magic detective?
All the layers of bureaucracy. You gotta have it.
Oh, I did get a chance to meet my girlfriend's family.
Oh, how that
full family. Like, well, not the full family. I met the first half of her family. So she had a cookout on Saturday, celebrating her cousin's graduation from college. Congratulations, Paul.
Okay.
I'm only saying Paul. But yeah, so I was called. I was like, all right, cool. Her aunt and her cousin, they were all like, hey, Marcus, you're invited to come. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. I've never been invited to a like gathering of like in-laws. Like usually when I have girlfriends and things like that, like their family hates me. Like someone in their family that does not like me because I'm doing something either right or wrong. So usually I don't get invited to those functions. I'm usually on the outside, like coming to get my girlfriend from them. But also, my family wouldn't invite my girlfriends either. They're just weird people. So like I'm in a different space now.
Your family hasn't invited me, and I think that's suspicious.
Well, we haven't had a get together in a number of years. Because of COVID, we haven't had a number of get together. So I think if we do the family barbecue this year that we were doing, if my uncle decides to do it again this year, I will put you on the invite list.
Okay.
Because
they've all met me now.
Yeah, he knows you.
There's no excuse.
You helped him pull his church together.
Yeah, exactly. They're comfortable enough to ask me for favors, but not to invite me to the cookout. Meanwhile, I have Nigerian cousins apparently that love the shit out of me.
There you go.
Except for one old auntie who was really upset that I was there.
And that's about right.
She said I didn't know. So like I was getting my girlfriend was introducing me to like everybody like really cordially. And then there was this like I was standing at the top of the stairs and this like old lady like comes by and she's like yelling something that way. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then my girlfriend comes up the stairs, looks at her and goes, "This is mine. This is me."
No.
And I was like, that was the most aggressive ass introduction. Apparently, what I didn't understand is in Igbo, she was saying, "Whose white boy is this? Why is he?"
What?
I can understand that. I mean,
and then everybody collectively was like, "That's Joey. What are you talking about? We don't like you."
We love Joey, not you.
Basically, that's how that went.
Wow.
So, and so I had the barbecue there, and I ended up grilling unexpectedly.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
So it was one of those situations where I became the uncle, like that shows up and then it all of a sudden the spatula's in his hand.
That's how you endear yourself.
The family loved
prove
it.
yourself on the grill.
I was so happy. They were like, "Hey, thank you for cooking for us. I know you weren't thinking of doing that today." And I was like, I wasn't, but you know what? I'm here. I'm ready to have fun. And my
girlfriend, they set you up.
I think my girlfriend set me up. I'm not gonna.
I think you got set up. It sounded like the fix was in. They were testing you.
They were testing to see if I would go. I ain't cooking this shit for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
That's all inviting me here to work. It's bullshit.
Memorial Day. You're supposed to be memorializing me and shit. What we're here to do. But yeah, so I did get a phone call though, Joey.
Oh, from who?
About last week's episode.
Oh, what was that?
Okay, so I got a phone call from Chef Dave.
Oh.
Now, Chef Dave he normally doesn't call me about the shows. He normally wouldn't say anything about what I talk about in the episode.
Oh, I saw the cake, by the way.
You saw the cake?
Mm-hmm.
Was it everything I told you it was?
Basically.
Yeah, see? It was basically it. But Chef Dave accused me of joke thievery. Now, since I am on a comedy
It's
podcast,
high crime.
I'm a comedic adjacent. I do a weekly show with a comic. I do. I'm helping out with comedy shows near me every Thursday at McGinty's Public House. But I am not a comedian, so I don't see it as joke theft because I didn't get paid for it, and I'm not.
Wait. We gonna need some context here with that because there's many forms of joke thievery. So
Okay.
what'd you do?
So
You can't go to some other open mic and present a joke you heard at a different open mic
Hey,
as yours.
if I get
Because
paid,
no one
for
got paid there either.
it, I get paid.
Oh, is that what you did? Oh,
No, I wouldn't do that.
I'm about to say, yeah, that's grimy.
That's right.
Hey, look, there are plenty of comics that have been caught doing it. They hear somebody's jokes and then they go somewhere where they don't think like, all right, this person ain't gonna hear it over here, but somebody else might know this person because sometimes comedy is a small world, and then it gets back around. It's like, man, it's I don't know, it's weird. I've heard several thoughts and opinions on the whole joke thief thing too. So yeah. Well, so what'd you do?
Here's the way it basically worked out. Okay, I was telling a joke, and I had the joke in my head. Dave said the punchline as I was saying the joke to the room.
He stepped on the line.
He stepped on my punchline. Now I didn't get it out, so he credits himself with the punchline. So he said it first. It's his joke. Congratulations, Dave, on raspberry filling being the blood of Christ. You win that one.
Wait a minute. You were at an open mic telling a joke?
This was at a family.
It was at a family function.
Oh.
What you missed is previously on the Dot County podcast, Marcus went to the White's house.
Yes.
And there was a communion cake to celebrate the first communion of our friend Chef Dave's nephew. And that cake had a certain color frosting on the outside and was of a certain combination of colors on the inside.
Okay, here's I'll retell the joke. Okay, so the cake was chocolate and vanilla on the outside, but it was done so precisely that you see the divide line between them on the outside. And then the inside, the cake was marble. And to hold it together, they used a raspberry filling in the middle.
Should I bring up the photo?
You can bring up the photo. Keep the name. I don't think he gave you the name.
I'll try to get the angle that doesn't have that.
Yeah. So what happened, what I stated was the outside was the division of the races. The inside was the commingling of the races. And the punchline that was in my head, and the blood of Christ was holding the races together. That's what was in my head. Now, as I was saying this all at one time, and then Dave was going, because me and Dave have been friends for almost 30 years now. We were going the same direction. So he was like, hey, I know the end of this. So he said it out loud.
Yeah, I'm not giving him credit for that joke.
I
know what he does. I've been there. I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't know. It sound like Dave was a joke thief. Sound like Dave was trying to steal your thunder.
You don't get to snipe and then claim, nah.
Yeah. That ain't right.
Okay.
Dave, if you're listening, that's not nice. you're not a good friend, Dave. You stole his thunder.
Although he gets partial credit for making the cake that made the joke possible.
Yes. Oh, well, okay. Well, all right, Dave. I'm gonna take some of that back. I said because that cake looks pretty tasty.
Here's the segregation you can clearly see on the left, on the outside of the cake.
Yes, segregation, integration, and then the blood of Christ. That's what the cake symbolized to me.
That cake was pretty good though. Looks pretty fluffy.
Plenty rich.
It was okay. So there was another part that he did ask me about too. The cake was gluten free, and
that explains the density.
Yeah, me and our guest last week, Bria, decided that what kind of cake? Why would you make a gluten free cake? She went in on it. So Chef Dave proceeded to say, okay, miss, nobody knows how to pronounce my last name. fuck you too.
Oh no.
If Dave decided to be
It
hard,
really wasn't that hard.
it wasn't as hard as Dave made it feel.
Here's the thing. She pronounced it, and like I was like, okay, got it. But you decided to punt on it the rest of the episode out of fear.
Just fuck that. I'm not gonna say it wrong again.
Yeah, but it sounds worse when you add syllables to her
Her
first
first
name.
name, Bria.
Oh man.
Oh man, but yeah, and I had to keep calling her Miss
Yeah,
Miss Bria.
it's a-
It's like me going, Mr. Miggs. Welcome to the show. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, that sounds weird, Mr. Miggs.
You're afraid to say her name.
It's like I'm not gonna roll my R the wrong way. Nope. Ain't gonna accuse me of being racist.
Hey, look, you did it right when you opened it.
Uh-oh,
Most people don't, but you did it right. So I said, okay, all right.
that's not a good sign for us. He has to mess it up. It's a rite of passage around here.
There's some names that you're just gonna get wrong. Loyola Lee
Don't
is one of those names.
not that hard.
Loyola Lee.
Stop.
It's one of those names.
Yeah, that's just a tongue twister. That's not even nobody's fault. It's like, why would you do that?
No, he's just adding sounds. It's not that complicated. It's a one-syllable first name. He's adding stuff that's not there. All right, let's go to break. Or get in trouble.
How we gonna get in trouble? They gonna come back on and be mad at us again? That'll be all right. I told him last time. We let him.
Reoccurring anger.
We love the multiculturalism of that podcast, don't we? What's the name of it again, Joey?
The I'm gonna get in trouble podcast.
Oh man, anything happened to you this week, Migs?
Yeah, so I had a show on Sunday too. Shout out to Dot Bob Sood and Candace Saunders. This was the inaugural show at the Royal Tandoor. Nice little Indian restaurant. That decor is pretty nice. We went in there for some reason. I was just looking around, just seeing and stuff. I was like, why do I feel like I'm in rush hour? I don't know. That decor in that place was crazy. But and I didn't know how the show was gonna be because I've doing comedy. I've done shows in restaurants and bars and stuff like that. Those can be hit or miss, especially if the people aren't there for comedy. But
Yeah.
Like
the people showed up for
jewelry
comedy.
box.
Yeah. That's what it looked like, man. They had these chairs in there. I wanted to steal one. This chair was so huge, it was like you could sleep on that thing.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
the ceiling's gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They went all full Taj Mahal.
It looks like
Oh yeah, man. This thing was ridiculous.
it's like gold leaf stuff on the wall. It's a jewelry box.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah. That's what it looked like. Like you little Polly Pocket inside the jewelry box. They had all the crazy chandeliers. Yeah, man. It was a real good show though, man. They
That's not a chair. That's a throne.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That is one of those that's one of those King of the Ring chairs, man, from old school WWE.
Why do they put? So there's this giant chair on one side of the table, right? On the other side, they have two little chairs, like it's a king and the two peasants sitting across.
Wow.
Yeah, they can't put the big chair in the aisle part. They gotta have it against the wall. But it's real nice. It was real nice in there. We had a really good crowd show up. They came for comedy. Some more people came in like during the show. It was a nice lineup. So ended up being a fun night. So that was a good time. I went to the beach on Monday.
Okay.
We went to hung out with family that day. We went up to what was it, Dewey Beach in Delaware.
Okay.
Dewey? Yeah, Dewey.
Yeah.
So it was crazy because it was real, the weather, it wasn't like blazing hot like it was today, but it was hot enough outside, but that water was super cold. So we didn't really it was like because normally it's like, all right, with beach water, you kind of run in, it's like, all right, just kind of take it. But this time it was like,
Hypothermia.
Yeah, man, it was super cold. I was chilling with my nephew, and we were just kind of like, all right, we're we're gonna go up to about the ankles, and that's about it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I just got my tan on. Today was ridiculous though, man. It was like I don't know what that was. Somebody turned the heat on the freaking just full blaze oven.
Yeah, it was hot. It's hot as whole hell outside today.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like this would have been
when I took my daughter to school this morning, we went outside and I was like, "Why are you having a jacket on?" She's like, I like jacket. It's fucking hot. It's hot.
Yeah, it was like 90 degrees at like 8 in the morning. It was ridiculous.
No, it totally makes sense because I've met her.
Yeah.
Like,
and then she came home. Okay, I'm sorry to step on your story, but
no, you good.
It just reminded me. She came home and she's like, "Oh, I'm so upset." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "They said I can't wear hoodies in school anymore." I was like, "It's summer. Who the hell wears a hoodie in the summer?" Like, I like wearing hoodies. I like tying them around my waist. For fucking what? You ain't putting it on. You tie it around your waist when you got to take it off and you somewhere you can't do. Why do you need to keep it?
Combat reasons.
And then she's like, "Yes, that's part of it." And then she goes, "But I don't like that they're telling me I can't."
Wow, that's I don't know. They it was funny because I was on my way to work this morning. I was listening to the radio, and they were saying there were schools in Baltimore that they had to let out early because they didn't have AC, and I was like, wow.
They're still battling that in Baltimore. Like they've been battling the heat and the cold in Baltimore for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's just
fucking ridiculous.
It's a shame. It's a shame just even hearing that on the radio. It's like, wow.
Donated some fiberglass insulation by now. They should have.
Well, they need heaters and air conditioning.
R14 to seal up a drafty ceiling or whatever the hell's happening.
Because the thing was, they thought they were going to tear all the schools down before kids came back. And because of COVID, they thought they'd have time to tear them all down and rebuild new schools.
Baltimore should know better.
Right.
Y'all can't budget things to move that quickly.
They don't know how much it's gonna last.
No, but they know that half
they
the
know
stuff
they
know half the stuff is going to get stolen. They're going to have to wait for the insurance claim to finish the project. That's what happens to every project in Baltimore.
That's terrible.
They need
the solution. Send them home early. We ain't dealing with this.
We ain't gonna be hot.
Right. Go use your parents' AC. We ain't paying for this.
Have hot children in a sweaty room. Like, I get paid enough for this.
Most of them don't put on deodorant.
No.
Those kids are stank.
Just roasting and funk.
Yeah. Oh, talking about smelling like outside. God damn it, that classroom must smell like all outside.
Oh man, I ain't heard that in a minute. Your parents hit you with that. You smell like outside. Go wash your ass.
Yeah, go take a bath. You smell like outside. Oh, all right, man. But yeah, it's been a good week, Joe. Didn't finish the story. Got on a grill. Family loved me. Found out a whole lot of family secrets from a girlfriend's family. It was hilarious. Like, I sat in a corner looking at her, like her best friend showed up. And me and her are the only two that don't speak Creole because their family's Haitian. And so they would start talking to each other. And so I just look at her friend and she'd be like, "Oh no." And then as soon as they'd say like a secret or like some crazy news, me and her would just look at each other and die laughing. It just kept happening. I was like, I don't know if I should be laughing with a friend this much. but it felt right. But it was a good weekend, man. I had fun. It is over with now. Now back to business. I did get a new job. It starts next week. It's the same job I had because remember I told you I had to leave for a month, leave for a couple weeks. They didn't understand why I was leaving for that couple weeks, so they fired me. So I start back at work next week, which is a good thing. Depending on how this next test, I got a test to take tomorrow. Another paternity test. So that comes back bad.
I just hope you're not pregnant.
I'm not either. But if that comes back bad, guess what? Back to Puerto Rico I go. Mexico way. Oh man, we're gonna take a quick break and we can sit down with Miggs Rodriguez and see exactly who he is because he's new to That Comedy Podcast. He's a friend to the room, but we are definitely gonna find out who he is, what he's been doing, and what he's gonna be up to soon. But we will see you in a minute with more fun and more thrills on me, That Comedy Podcast. I got a stack for the waitress. I got a stack for security. And I got 5 for the bitch that I'm
Watch wear my jury. And I got a couple $100 for the nigga that walked my whip. And I got a lot more in my pocket. Somebody better stop it. That ain't shit. That's just tips. That's just tips. That's just tips. And I got a lot more in my pocket. Somebody better stop it. That ain't shit. That's just
And we're back in that comedy podcast. You want to tip Joey LaFaro? Let's give the fans a tip. You know what the tip is? Get yourself a goddamn Tappy card. Tappy card is the new and innovative way to get your information out to the public. The world is going to know who you are in 2022. You get yourself a Tappy card, and all you do is tap it right on your phone, or your friend's phone, or your business client's phone. And guess what? All your information goes right to them.
Really?
You're living in the future now.
Technology.
No more paper, no more paper, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. Get yourself a Tappy card.
No more scanning and barcodes and hold my phone in variable distance from a target.
No, none of that. Tappy card is doing big things. And Dot Comedy has a discount code for you. Get yourself 20% off when you use the Linktree link. It's not 20%. Is it $10? What is it?
It's just there.
It's just a link? Oh, my bad. I keep telling people they're getting 20%
He's
off.
offering deals that we don't have.
Okay, well, if we get enough people to sign up, Dot Comedy will give you 20% back. That's how we're going to do it. When Tappy Card tells us that you all are out there doing the damn thing.
But just support us and buy a damn Tappy card. That's all it is.
And use the link on Dot Comedy's link tree.
Yeah. So that's how you support us. Use our link to buy it.
And we're back on the Dot Comedy Podcast. Joey LaFaro, DJ Marcus, and our special guest this week, Mr. Miggs Rodriguez.
Via the CPMMA Fight Line.
That's right, the CPMMA Fight Line. If you're looking to kick ass, take names, do the damn thing the way you want to do it, get yourself down to CPMMA, where you can be trained to be an ass whooper like the nappy ninja himself, Bianchi Zimmerman, who will be fighting at some point real soon, I think.
Nah, he on break.
He on break?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I thought he was going to be fighting.
He on hiatus.
I was going to take his belt. I'm coming for him.
Okay.
I'm coming for him.
Maybe that'll get it. He mad at me right now or something. He ain't talking to me. I don't know why.
He ain't talking to you?
I ain't do nothing. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
shit. Well, I don't want to talk to that nigga.
Yeah.
If he mad at you, you fight with him.
Well,
Just beat him.
yeah, I ain't got a chance. When I find him, I'm going to tussle.
Uh-oh. Well, tussle.
Hey, you don't even respond no more. What happened?
It's going to be good. It's going to be all good. Oh, man. But we do have a special guest this week, Joey LaFaro.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Miggs Rodriguez.
What's up, gentlemen?
Welcome to the Dot Comedy Podcast, sir.
Thank you for having me.
It is first time being on. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, let's see. I like long. No, I'm just kidding. Well, a little bit about me. Let's see. I've been in Maryland for the past. Let's see. Think about
Maybe open-ended ass question.
I know that's
13 years or so. So I've been around. I've been on the comedy scene, local scene for about 9 years now.
okay.
Some years more heavier than others, especially these last couple of years. It was, everything slowed down because of COVID. So trying to get back into the game some. I've been hitting rooms, going around, trying to get back into DC. I hit the Public House, you guys' room, which was that was a few weeks ago. That was a good time though. Good show. Yeah. Fun open mic. So like I said, just trying to get back around, just doing some things. We were talking about movies and stuff. I write reviews. My work is published on GoDefyLife.com and also my movie page on Facebook, Movies with Miggs. So I do stuff there. I'm actually running a contest right now. I'm going to be giving out some 4Ks in celebration of 35th anniversary of Predator, one of my favorite action films. So I got a gift box out for the grand prize winner. It's a 4K of all the films, and then the runner-ups will each get just a regular 4K copy of Predator. I may or may not throw some movie tickets in if I can pick those up before the contest is over. So if anybody's listening, interested, come on over to Movies with Migs. Check that out. It's free to enter as long as you live in the United States, because I am not shipping anywhere past that because them shipping fees are ridiculous.
Oh
Like,
man,
can't do it right now, and it stinks because I got a few international people, but I'm like, can't help y'all right now. But I do appreciate the patronage.
we definitely understand here at the Dot Comedy Podcast. We haven't sent out any of our swag in a while. Our Scandinavian listeners are
What
asking
swag?
questions. The Dot Comedy pen pad, the Dot Comedy.
Look, all we got are NFTs.
Oh gosh.
They need to buy these NFTs.
Oh man, the old NFTs.
You say you've been in the comedy game for the past 9 years or so.
Yes.
What got you in? Okay? So I always preface this question by always saying it's usually one or two things. Your friends told you were funny, so you said, "Hey, I'm gonna go up to this open mic," or somebody broke your heart. That's usually the transition of life that makes a comedian.
Well, it was more along the lines of the first one. So there was a comedy group several years back called Color Me Funny.
Yes.
Several pals of mine, comprised the group. They were here in Harford County. Great group, a lot of great shows. I pretty much got my start with them. So they had like an open mic kind of comedy contest up in Bel Air. And so I went up there, entered. I didn't win, but they asked me to come back. So that was pretty much how I got started. Comedy. I I look back on some of that stuff, and I'm just like, ooh, it's just kind of terrible. But it was like I said, you gotta start somewhere, right? So that was kind of my start there. I started at that time, man, it was crazy because I was going to just freaking open mics everywhere, trying to be friends with everybody. Trying to do all the trying to do like mics everywhere up and down Maryland, going to DC, staying out late, freaking being tired, going to work the next day, that kind of thing. But you kind of get your foot in, you learn the game a little bit, you learn the spots, you learn some lessons, some hard lessons in the comedy game. So it's been a fun ride for the most part. I've enjoyed it. I like writing. I love comedy. I've been a big fan of comedy my whole life, stand-up comedy. So I enjoy the interaction with other people. I enjoy seeing new comics. I like the local scene. I'm not one of those guys that is here trying to compete with everybody or trying to be a dick. I like to see all forms of comedy. I like seeing new people. I like seeing the people that's been around for a while. I'm a big fan of comedy.
Good. Hey man, that's good. That's kind of guys we like to hear from.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing Miggs's name when we were doing our original incarnations of the podcast. Like when I was going to shows with you all the goddamn time. I think I may have seen him perform. I'm not 100% sure. But again, I've seen I've gone to how many shows with you? Just
a lot.
Yeah. So you may
more
have
than you should have.
Yes, way more than I should have. But again, I was here to make this comedy thing a reality. So we wanted to make sure I was out there. People knew my face too. But yeah, man. So you're a let's see. Would you call yourself a critic or a reviewer?
I mean, because it's not anything like an official thing like that. I'm a real big movie fan, big buff. I got a crazy collection. I kind of started. What's that?
I see some of it behind you.
Oh yeah, that's a little stack behind me. That's just some old school stuff. There's some 4Ks in there. I've been recently I've been kind of upgrading some of a lot of my sci-fi stuff to 4K. That's pretty much that's pretty much things I've been upgrading. I still buy DVDs and stuff like that. People think that's weird. Well, some people do, but I mean, I just bought some DVDs the other day. I like to scavenge on my days off. I go to thrift stores, I go to the Goodwill. There's a lot of cool like video stores in the area. You might have to drive a little bit, maybe an hour and a half or so. Yeah. But there's a cool place up in where do I go to? Up in Connecticut, called the Archive. It's about a 3.5 hour drive, but we go there about twice a year and drop some dollars in there. I mean, that place is yeah, if you're a movie collector, you're not gonna walk out of there empty handed. So
Okay.
Okay.
but yeah, I would say, I mean, I would say more so review. I when I write reviews or like when I do like videos and things like that, reactions and stuff, I tend to talk about more of the experience
Okay.
and just and like if a movie just came out, I'm not just gonna go all in on a on a live video because normally I do it like right after I get out the theater. So I like to keep it short and sweet, kind of how I feel. I talk about some points, and then like later on, if I write a review of that same movie, I'll go a little bit more in depth. But I'm not one that says like, oh, don't see this movie. I'm always, even if I don't like it, I'm like, hey, you might like it, so check it out. Let me know what you think. But it's like if I watch something that I think is terrible, my recommendation for that would always be to go watch it on a discount day.
Okay.
And normally, like people have come back to me and said, I don't always agree with you on the stuff that you like, but normally the stuff that I say is terrible, or I just say it's kind of like, a lot of people agree with me there. They're like, yeah, I watched it too, and it was just kind of like, yeah. So that kind of thing, it's like, all right, yeah, don't go spend more than $5 or $6 if you must watch this in the theater.
Gotcha.
I like that. See, that's the guide I need because that's how I rate my movies. Was this good? Well, am I okay if I spent the full price to see it?
Right.
Like if
Yeah,
some
that's kind of my deal with that. I mean, because I have a subscription to AMC, so I see a lot of stuff, and then I watch stuff in the premium format because that's why I had the subscription in the first place. So even horror stuff, there's things that come out like an IMAX or like Dolby, so those are like the higher end tickets, and you're watching this, is like, why do y'all have this in this format? This does not need to be. So it's like okay, I got the subscription, so I'm not really spending extra money. Yeah. But I'll tell people like, no, you don't need to go see this movie in IMAX. There's no reason to be paying $18 to watch this movie. It's just, sometimes it's weird that way.
You don't need to see Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I don't need to see some
or in Dolby. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Why are you watching Downton Abbey in 3D?
I don't need to see
that. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
3D.
Right. So it's just that kind of thing. And then plus, like I just I get around. I like to go to different theaters. I like to go to the local theaters. Like I said, I travel to PA. They got some. They have a really good drive-in up there, the Mahoning Theater.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's a good time. There's a lot of stuff in the area. Even down in DC, they have and I think they're building a new the Draft House Cinema. You guys ever been to those?
I went to the Alamo.
Yeah, the Alamo. Yeah, there you go. Alamo Draft House. Yeah. So
I drove by that the other day. I didn't know where it was.
It's right behind a church in the hood.
It's
there's weird. There is one in the hood, like in
none
the
of
hood.
That makes sense.
It's on Rhode Island Avenue, and I was like, wait a minute, they put that there, and then they put a like Picasso installation next to it, and I'm like, this was all crack houses. I can guarantee this was all crack houses for like 10 years.
Alamo is in Texas. I'm confused. What's happening?
Why is Alamo on Rhode Island Avenue in DC?
Yeah, that's where it started. But so those theaters, they have a lot of they do like a lot of events with the movie. So they'll show like an old school movie, and it'll be like a theme. So they might do like a sing along, or it might be just something like interactive. We went to see Purple Rain, and it was interactive. So like during some of the parts of the movie, it'll prompt you to like yell out stuff. They give you little props for the thing. So we had little wands and little sticks like that. It was crazy. It was a good time. So you look out for stuff like that there. But yeah, man, a lot of these theaters, they do a lot of cool stuff. So you just if you're a big movie guy, it's always fun. And plus, like I said, I like to get around, and yeah, that's a big part of my budget is movies.
Do you review the actual theaters as well as the movies, like separately?
Sometimes, not so much. Normally, if when I travel for work and stuff, if I go to a theater for the first time, I may or may not take pictures. I was in Oklahoma a couple weeks back. I went to this Regal that was pretty pristine. I have yet to see a Regal that was nice as this thing. It looked like a casino inside.
Wow.
I was just like, you normally don't see Regals that nice. At least for some reason, not really on the East Coast. Like you go to New York and they got nice Regals and stuff, but like West Coast normally has more nicer Regals than the East Coast. But this Regal in Oklahoma, man, it was top notch.
So there's two Regals that I could think of off the top of my head.
Rockville and
Well, I forgot about that one.
and downtown Silver Spring.
Downtown Silver Spring and Laurel.
Oh yeah, Laurel's.
So Laurel was nice when it opened, went downhill immediately.
Oh, yeah,
it
it's
just
in Laurel.
deteriorated.
Is it Laurel?
They didn't maintain it at all, and like not for 5 seconds. Like, it's still pretty new, like relatively speaking.
And it had 2 years closed.
The downtown Silver Spring was they bought. That was Regal. The Majestic Theater was like Consolidated Theaters or something.
Yeah.
And then when when they got bought by Regal, it somehow got worse. It's like a ghost theater now.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. It like no one's ever in there.
Is that the one? That's the one that's it's close to McGinty's, isn't it? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right
Okay,
now,
the one in the corner there. Yeah, I haven't been to that one in a long time.
Yeah.
It's sad. It has the beautiful facade. It's been there. Everybody knows it's there, but for some reason they just let that one turn to shit.
Oh man.
Here's my thing. Okay, I need to know if you have a popcorn rating on these theaters. I've been trying to find the theater that has the good popcorn for like the last 5 years. Like I have AMC stock, but I will say fuck AMC if I find a theater that has real fucking butter on their popcorn.
Nobody has real butter anymore.
I know all that soybean oil juice.
I mean, I'm not big on popcorn, but I would say, where's the best popcorn?
Probably one of those West Coast Regals.
Angelica pop up in DC, I thought was okay in the Bethesda Row.
Yeah,
there's
what is it? I forget who owns. It's a chain of theaters. They're kind of smaller, but they have like specialty stuff. Their little food bars okay. They had decent popcorn. It's like Landmark Cinema or Harbor.
Okay.
Harbor something. There's one in Baltimore, downtown Baltimore, like right along the water there. I had to look it up to get the exact name, but they had decent popcorn, a little bit overpriced, but it was I got some fresh. So
I think Landmark owns.
I know that one.
Owns Arundel Mills too.
I remember the last time I went to that theater.
Yeah,
it was a very I have bad memories from that night. That was a bad.
See, they used to have screenings there, like the early screenings. They would have a lot of those there, so I would go to that theater, but those slowed down because of COVID. So I haven't been there in a while. But like I said, their menu was decent. They had decent popcorn, just a little bit overpriced, but they it's not like this stuff wasn't it wasn't cheap or anything. So that's I would say that's probably the best. I mean, even the bag was all fancy. So that's probably the best popcorn. You got the other chains that just give you that crap, man. It just it's funny when you see like you go to like the Regal or AMC, they just got those huge long bags of popcorn they just bring and just dump into the heater. It's like y'all don't even pop that stuff, man. Y'all got that freaking.
So the worst is Movie Co. I've never. The funny part of Movie Co. I don't know what they've done, but they like when you walk in, you smell the popcorn. They've somehow found a way to extract all the flavor into the air, and then when you eat it tastes like
styrofoam.
Yeah, it tastes like gray. I'm like, I don't know how you make something taste gray, but Movie Co. found a way to do that.
Wow. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
so
I normally just sneak stuff in, man. You got to hit that dollar store before you go to the theater.
Oh shit, yeah. You hit the dollar store and you go to a movie theater. You get a girlfriend with a big bag, and then you take her big bag to the dollar store and fill it up
with buckles on it. So if anyone asks anything, they get whipped with them.
You hit with a buckle.
Look, man, they don't even check these days, man. You can just walk in there with like a full meal in your arm.
I walked there with a goddamn cheeseburger in my hand, and they were like,
right. It's like, okay.
Enough to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, they're not paid to fight that fight. All right, so here's a question for you, Big.
Yeah.
All right, one of my favorite movies of all time. I want to know if you've seen it, and what you think of it. It's a movie called Basic. Stars John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, then a bunch of no-name people.
Okay. I can't give a full opinion on it because I had never seen the whole movie. That movie, it used to come on HBO all the time, and I'd always watch it and I never finish it. And I don't know why it happened like that. I would just never. I would always watch it, and for some reason I would leave or I'd have to leave, and I've never seen the whole movie. So, I mean, from what I saw, I need to finish it.
That's fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to search for it, but I didn't. I would watch the whole thing. So if that gives
Apparently,
you
it's on Hulu.
It's on
okay, well then I'll check it out then.
my girlfriend found it and got it for me for Christmas. Like I was trying to find it like in video in like Best Buy or like video stores or like CD Depot. I was looking all over the place for it and could not find it any damn way. And she found it on Amazon or what's it, eBay.
It looks like it's on Prime too.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Prime? Yeah, buy it on Prime.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think you got to buy it.
Oh,
on
it just
Prime.
says premium subscription, so who knows what that means?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason I didn't ever get it because I was like, I'll just buy it on Prime and I always have it. But I was like, all right, I love this damn movie, but anyone ever asked has never seen it all the way through. So I can never I don't know what it is about that movie. It comes on at an odd time where people got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like it was good when I was watching it, but I ain't never finished it.
I smooth haven't. There's a few movies like that. You watch them and I'm like, wow, I've never finished this movie. So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So you said it's on Hulu. So all right, I'm gonna put that in the. I'm gonna watch that this week. I'll get back
This
to
is
you.
the weirdest set of names for characters I've ever seen. So I'm looking at the cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And John Travolta plays a guy named Hardy. Samuel Jackson plays a guy named West. Giovanni Ribisi plays a Kendall. Tay Diggs is a Pike. And Harry Connick Jr. is a Vilmer. What the hell is a Vilmer?
Vilmer.
Yeah.
All right, got some names in there.
Oh yeah, it's got some hitters. It's got some hitters in it.
Tay Diggs and Harry Connick. Okay. Giovanni Ribisi. All right. And see, I don't even remember none of them being in the movie.
You didn't get far enough. You didn't get far enough in.
I remember the scene with like Samuel Jackson. He was doing something crazy.
Oh yeah, when he was trying to kill them in the woods.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that. So
it's a whole like 10 minutes of him trying to kill a bunch of white people in the woods. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh man. But tell people where they can find you again, Migs.
Again, so you guys can like I said, all my written reviews and all that are on GoDefyLife.com entertainment section, movies with Migs. And then you can check me out on Facebook page. There's the same name, Movies with Migs. Like I said, I'm running a contest right now. So if you're interested in your chance to win some free 4Ks, come check it out. Like I said, I got the Predator 4-pack for the grand prize winner. Okay. I got some single Predator 4Ks for the runner-ups. I host contests throughout the year, giveaways and stuff like that. It's a whole movie page. So if you're a big buff, I have content posted daily. And like I said, I'm in the theater all the time, so I drop reviews, all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, come if you're a movie fan, come check it out. I don't have any shows booked for this month yet, but I'm gonna be at some open mics. I'm gonna try to hit you guys McGinty's open mic, and then I'll be around in the area. So trying to get booked here. So we'll see what happens if I can fill this summer up.
There we go.
There we go.
That's the way to do it, man. But before we move on into these topics. Migs, what's a summer movie that everybody needs to go see?
Well, there's probably a couple. The big one right now, everybody's loving Top Gun. I've seen that twice.
Okay.
I recommend that. I'd recommend that for the premium format. Definitely, you want to see that one in IMAX.
Okay.
Doctor Strange, aka WandaVision. That's my jam. That was good. The Nick Cage movie. I always forget the name of it.
The Extraordinary Weight of Talent or something
like
that.
I think they just shortened it to Massive Talent. But the Nick Cage movie, that was interesting. If you're a Nick Cage fan, this one it's over the top. It was fun. And the Bad Guys animated movie.
I saw that. I saw like that previewed.
Yeah, I was impressed. I had a good time. I watched that. I watched that pretty much in an empty theater. I was cracking up. It's good for everybody. Kids will like it. It's got adult level jokes that kids are not going to get. So it's a good time. So I would recommend all those movies. Go check those out.
The Nicolas Cage one was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I think
Okay.
like I think they shortened that to just Massive Talent, but I just call it the Nick Cage movie.
See, here's the
Is
thing.
that still
I
in
typed
theaters?
in
I think I'm gonna have to wait for it. I think that's gonna be one of those movies that I'm going to really enjoy watching on
At home.
and streaming. Yeah,
See,
I wish I had saw it in the theater, but I think I would have been like meh. But now I'm gonna see it on rental and be like, yeah, this was the right place to watch this.
see, you all were talking about it, and I was like, all right, let me type it in and see what I said. New Nick Cage movie, and a movie named Pig came up, and it's got Nick Cage on the front.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that came out. Was that earlier? That's 2022, also, right?
And it
I-
said Pig is a 2021 drama.
Okay. So I think it came out towards the end of last year, but I think I watched it at the beginning of this year. That was a pretty interesting movie. It's a slow burner, but it's not a. I thought it was going to be one of those crazy Nick Cage movies, but it didn't end up like that. But I like where that one went. It's an interesting character study. I'll say that.
Did you see the previews for the Black Phone?
Oh, Ethan Hawke. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm
You in
definitely
on that? See,
Yeah,
same
I'm in.
thing when I saw. I heard about it. It was like playing in the background when I was at home. But so I heard it, and then when we got to Joey's yesterday, we watched the trailer for it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This looks like I should watch this movie."
Yeah, it got delayed. It was supposed to come out already, but they pushed it back.
It looks like none of my time. I don't.
See, I'm a Blumhouse fan. That's a Blumhouse movie. I'll pretty much watch anything from that studio, even though some of their stuff isn't really that great. But I like that one. And plus, I'm a Ethan Hawke fan, so
Yeah,
I want to check it out.
I want to see a different kind of Ethan Hawke because this is it's like a different Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, see, he normally doesn't do movies where he's a villain. There's been a few times that movie with
He just was
the movie he did with Angelina Jolie a while back. He ended up being the villain in that, but you didn't know that till later.
So, yeah.
So, but
No,
this one looks crazy.
He just played the bad guy in Moon Knight for the whole series.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't got to that yet.
that was fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I was never big into the Moon Knight character. Growing up, I had just a couple of stray issues here and there. I always thought he looked cool. I mean, I even had the action figure, but as far as getting into it, I have no idea about it. I couldn't even sit here and talk about it.
so I barely knew anything about Moon Knight, but I will say my very first issue of The Amazing Spider-Man had him in it. The very first issue that I got. So
Yeah.
Because it was part of some big crossover event where they were fighting some group of ninjas with Roman numerals on their chest or something. Right. And Moon Knight was like Spider-Man's sidekick for that 3-issue run or whatever.
Okay.
So I've always been aware of him, but I never really learned anything more about him. But when you watch the show, you don't have to know anything about him to watch the show.
Okay.
And it be good. The one thing you might want to know is that the character in and of itself has multiple personalities.
Oh.
So that's
okay. Right now, that part I did know.
That's the one. That's the thing with him, right? So he's got a multiple personality disorder, and
So it's like that dude from the M. Night Shyamalan movie. What was that last? The one?
You're talking about with the dude who played young Professor X.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah.
Split. There you go.
I guess I don't watch M. Night Shyamalan movies anymore because I'm done with them. So I just burned up all my goodwill, and I have no use for him anymore. But they did an excellent job. Oscar Isaac is tremendous in it.
Okay.
So that one was good. But yeah, Ethan Hawke was the primary villain in that.
Mhm.
So from that standpoint, I got that quota filled. But I can't with horror movies, man. They just keep trying to do the same stuff, and there's always somebody that lives that shouldn't, and someone that should live that dies because of that person. And I can't anymore. Like I can't watch someone with redeeming qualities die because of a dumbass that the world will be better without.
It's Baby Saw. That's what I look at.
It's even worse.
I love Saw
because I
movies.
fucking hate Saw.
Why?
What? Oh man, I love the Saw
I was
series.
over the premise immediately.
Really?
Yes.
You don't want to play a game.
I don't like any of these movies where they try to act like, does the bad guy have a point? No, he doesn't.
Is the bad guy a social commentary?
Look, after like the first or second Saw, you're just watching them to see the traps and see how bad people get messed up. I mean, people tell. I mean, sure, there was a story, and all the movies were kind of connected, and that part was okay. But it's just like we ain't watching for that. I want to see. I want to see how this dude's gonna get ripped up, or what kind of traps he's doing this time. I don't care about the story.
I went back and recently because my girlfriend actually loves action movies, and she
Okay.
had never seen Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay.
And
I
so
haven't either. I've never seen it.
And so I finally said, "Oh, well, let's go back." And that was good. And now I went go back and watch it, and I was like, "This is garbage.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird movie.
Not good. Like it wasn't good. Like I don't remember why I was thinking it was good because my friends liked it. But now looking back, I'm
Remember,
like,
your friends are idiots, right?
yeah, it's a trash movie. It really isn't good. So, and then by the end of it, like the point it was trying to make was even worse. And I was just like, this was written by a guy who was at the Capitol on January 6th. Like, if you pay attention, because he's basically saying, fuck the law. Let's just kill people that we think are bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, give us
Yeah, I mean that. I think that movie it's more of a cult following, but I don't see why people think that movie is that good either. Because when I watched it, I thought it was weird.
that cult is the Proud Boys. That's the cult. I'm saying, go back and watch it with 2022 vision. It will be a different film to you.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Klan was riled up by Birth of a Nation. I guess the Proud Boys were riled up by Boondock Saints. I mean,
That's how they see themselves.
Yes.
These
I
heroes.
don't know.
That's what the Klan did. The Klan saw themselves in Birth of a Nation. They were the saviors of America. Man, but we're going to take a break, Joey.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about these topics, man. What's going on in the world?
So there is almost a verdict in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, but the jury has some questions.
Okay.
Netflix is trying to fight trans people again because they just can't get enough of themselves. T.I.'s kid decided he was going to be like his dad at a Waffle House, and the Georgia's mysterious, infamous, cursed lake is claiming more whites.
Hey, sometimes it needs to. We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more in a minute when we get back with more fun and more thrills on the That Comedy Podcast.
Hey.
Put her legs in the sky whenever I pull up. She got her clothes off from the walk. She won't waste no time. Oh, she don't want nobody else, I know. But I can be what she wants. They all have the same story. They all want me to themselves, but I want jealous.
And we're back on the That Comedy Podcast. This segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Comedy Shows Near Me. That's right, Comedy Shows Near Me is a weekly comedy show popping up at McGinty's Public House in downtown Silver Spring. Looking for a fun couple hours of comedy? Come on out to McGinty's every Thursday. Show starts at 8 o'clock, and then there's an open mic afterwards. So if you're looking to get some good comedy in, come to 8 o'clock. If you're looking to laugh a little bit, come to the open mic. I don't know what to tell people about the open mic. The open mic's fun most of the time.
Come to the open mic to work.
There you go.
Come to the show to play.
There we go. And we're back into That Comedy Podcast. DJ Marcus, Joey LaFar, and our special guest this week, Mr. Miggs Rodriguez.
What up?
Oh, man, Joey,
Yes,
the world is on fire, but
it is.
we here at That Comedy are content with the comedy of it. So what's going on funny in the world?
Well, speaking of comedy, two comics have decided to have a fight over the headliner spot at the at a show recently. D.L. Hewley and Monique seem to be having some disagreement about who was who on a show recently.
Beef. Yeah.
So who was the headliner on this show?
I think DL ended up being the headliner, but Monique was not having it. And her argument is, well, I closed out the Queens of Comedy, but you opened for the Kings of Comedy.
Oh,
So who's the real shit? And then
who closed out a show 30 years ago?
I was like, why are you reaching for that? Then DL was like, I did it against my better judgment, but I don't know. Everybody told me not to, but yeah, I don't know why you can't get along with anybody. Not every you work with you've been able to get along with. So they've gone back and forth, and then Ricky Smiley posted a deal memo from UTA.
Okay.
Showing the additional provisions for DL Hughley for this show that was Saturday, May 28th. Artists to be
they posted his writer?
Yeah. Artists to be highest paid artist on show, artists to have approval of lineup and running order of show. Lineup, DL Hughley, parentheses closing. Monique, Ada Rodriguez, local radio station host.
Yeah, she was a feature. She was a feature.
Yeah, so yeah, they said she was going in on him while she was doing her feature act, which is just crazy because it's like you bold for that, and especially when he closing and you giving him time to prep up stuff and all that. Like y'all crazy as hell, man.
You gonna come out there and flame her up,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like you are wild for that. So I haven't really been tuning into a lot of that, but from what I read or what I've seen. It looked like the issue might have been with whoever the promoter was that might have pulled an okie doke, like gave them each some different paperwork, like saying that, okay, you gonna close on DL's paperwork, and then whatever paperwork that Monique got, it said that she was supposed to close. So I don't know if that was the real issue or not, but it done blew up and turned into all this other mess and all this other drama. So
how do people get these documents? So there's a comment on here with a contract.
Well, I don't know because weren't both of them like posting the contracts and posting the paperwork on social media? I don't know what was going on because I had seen some stuff. I had seen some stuff from I guess DL's page or whatever, but it was like a lot of it was like just kind of blurred out. But I guess that was his paperwork saying that he was the closer. But then she had posted something too, so it was like, yo, y'all are wilding, man. This is.
But nothing in this document shows her saying something about her being the man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Regardless, this shit is unprofessional.
Right. That's what I say. Like,
why are you
always
taking
gotta be
out on DL? Like, why is it on him? Is it his show? Did he put it together?
I don't know. I think he just got. I look like he just got hired as the closer.
That's what it sounds like. So why are you blasting DL?
I don't know.
You know what this sounds
like?
I
look at it. Look like everybody's getting paid. So I don't see what the problem is. But I'm not in it.
You know what it sounds like needs to happen?
What?
DL Hughley and Monique need to come on the Die Comedy podcast, and we're gonna squash the beef because we're
just that podcast.
We can do it. We can do it. We're the DC connection.
Why? They aren't from DC.
It doesn't matter. We're going to settle it all right here on the Die Comedy podcast. And on July 14th, is that a Tuesday? Let me see.
Not even.
Is that a Tuesday?
No, it's a Thursday.
Okay. No.
It's Thursday. I know it's a Thursday because we have a show that day.
Okay. July 12th.
Gonna sell it at McGinty's.
And Monique will be live at McGinty's Public House.
That's right.
With the Die Comedy podcast live. Yeah. We're gonna squash the beef. I'm
gonna write all the contracts.
I'm gonna cover it for DC comedy to have this done.
You're gonna discreetly book both of them for the podcast and then have both be irate we're not the headliner.
They're co-lining. Co-lining. It's co-head. You've had dual head. I know.
People's gonna look at us like this is what my career has got. On this podcast
with these two idiots.
These two idiots.
Oh man,
why has he got such a tight shirt on? that's all he's saying the whole time. Why is his shirt so damn tight? I mean, why is he so fat? It's weird.
Oh man,
because I gained weight. And I only have like 3 shirts that actually fit right now.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear. Oh man, but yeah,
including the one I bought at K&G this weekend.
Oh, you went back to K&G?
I did. I had to buy pants.
Okay.
And then I did find out this. By the way, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you shop at K&G warehouse, you are not what Kevin Samuels was referring to as a high value male. You can't be walking around that fitting room with your auntie yelling at you, telling you to put these on, and then muttering to yourself. Going around telling yourself you are high value.
Yeah, that would be the opposite of high value.
You are budget rental at best.
Damn.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with being on a budget.
That's-
Don't let them knock you.
It's great when you're out of town. Budget rental will get you there.
Oh man. Yeah, you pissed a bunch of people off with that post, Joe.
There's some people who are salty about that.
I shop there. Okay, that means it's you.
How do you think I found out? I was shopping there. I just don't take myself that seriously.
There you go.
And I didn't bring my wife to tell me what to wear.
Oh no.
Speaking of wives, Johnny Depp's ex is let's just say it. This shit's fucking crazy enough. Can this be over?
No. We need a distraction.
I don't enough with the shit and the back talk and the I hit you but I didn't hit you, but the guy in the car who hit a vape and drove off during deposition. Like what why do this like at this point I don't think that I think the two of them should have to pay back everybody for watching this trial.
Yeah.
Like that should be with what the decision is. But the jurors in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial came back with a question Tuesday as they continued deliberations. There's a 7-person panel. I don't know. I guess the other 5 quit. They were confused about.
Can't take this shit no more.
The 7-person panel was confused about one of the 8 questions it needs to answer as it determines whether Heard defamed her ex-husband when she wrote the Washington Post op-ed in 2018 describing herself as, quote, a public figure representing domestic abuse. The question was whether they found the headline of the op-ed, which read, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath, to be false.
Huh?
Wow.
So here's the headline is I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath.
Okay.
They have to decide whether they think that headline is true or false. The I being Amber.
Okay. But did Johnny do it?
Well, that's kind of what they're asking.
She shit in his bed. I mean,
That doesn't mean he didn't
did sexually assault her?
sexual violence her. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means either. I mean, I'm not. See, this is when we go down that rabbit hole.
What if he did, but did she get culture wrath prior to this trial?
Uh-huh.
I feel like the only cultural wrath she's really in a experience has been because
Post-trial.
of this.
Yeah.
Since this shit started.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything prior to all this. Now that all this stuff is going on, I've been hearing the whole don't have her an Aquaman, blah 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 blah. But
What's her?
I mean, quite honestly, I didn't know that she had anything to do with Johnny Depp until all this started coming out. So I don't know. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were together now.
Now you don't not know it.
Yeah.
Who
Right,
was her
right.
character in Aquaman?
Some redhead chick in the ocean.
She plays Mira. She's
Mira.
that's like Aquaman's like the queen.
You know how you need to settle this?
Why do white people in charge of the ocean? I don't understand.
You know how you need to settle this, Joey?
What?
You need to get Jack Sparrow and Mira in the middle of the Caribbean to fight it out, just like the Kraken did with Jack Sparrow. And
She gonna turn into a horde of crabs on him? That was ridiculous. That was when I quit that whole franchise. Why did Calypso just turn into crabs and fly away?
I don't,
It's like, my heart's broken. Crab explosion. The judge told the Fairfax, Virginia court just before 2 p.m. that the jury was asking if the question related to just the headline itself or the entire op-ed. So they had to decide. She said she would instruct the jurors that they were to consider the headline only.
Wow.
I didn't know that was Amber Heard in Aquaman.
I didn't care. I still don't. And I don't mess with DC movies. I gave up on them a long time ago. And then again, where I watched the Snyderverse fiasco.
Really? You don't like DC?
I've never been a big DC fan.
I've been a fan of DC ever since the monument was built.
I don't.
This guy.
DC Comics is.
What them?
I was always a fan of their animation. I was like, I don't have a lot of DC comics. I have some graphic novels here and there, but I was always a big fan of the animation. They like, I think their animated side, they do their movies pretty good for the most part. Even the
Batman
stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah.
All the Batman animation was always top notch.
Batman the Animated Series is one of the best TV shows ever.
Yeah, that's coming back. They got so there's supposed to be a animated series coming back from like the same production group that did the one from the 90s.
Oh, really?
I feel like they did that because they brought back the X-Men on Disney Plus.
They did?
Yeah, they're bringing back the 90s X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be reviving that series. So, well, this Batman thing has been in the works for a few years now, but I guess Bruce Timm is supposed to be producing it or whatever. So we'll see. It's I guess it's gonna be on HBO Max. So whenever that comes up.
I just have always felt that the in and of themselves, Batman as a character, Superman as a character, don't do it for me. And then like the movies have just been.
So you don't like Captain America and Iron Man?
No,
because basically.
No, they're not. They're not remotely close to those two.
That's what they both are.
No, because those two are actually good. They're what they wish they were. So like Captain America isn't like murdering people on the street or beating up, like he's not assaulting people. He's assaulting people in war zones where the actual fighting is taking place. He's not going around to everyday criminals and whooping their ass.
Punch him in the face.
And also, like, if Batman were smart, he'd be Iron Man, but he isn't. So he has to buy all his shit and cobble it together. And then
you don't think Batman was smart?
No.
He made everything.
Did you watch the Batman? Did he solve a single crime?
Well, that's different. You can't use the Batman as your prime Batman to be talking about anyway. All right, so let's just cut that out right there. The Batman was cool, but yeah, that's not the definitive Batman here.
I was told that was the most realistic Batman.
What? No.
There were so many people who were like,
"Look, I saw that movie. I've seen the Batman like 4 times. All right, it's a cool movie. It's got some cool aesthetics to it, but yeah, like you said, he was. What'd you solve?
It was a beautiful idiot. That's what I thought it was. It was very visually appealing, but like in terms of what he was, an emo Bruce Wayne. He was Tobey Maguire's character from Spider-Man 3 as Batman.
Oh, that's hilarious. But he had that look too with his hair and everything. That's funny. Yeah, his Bruce Wayne definitely. I wasn't feeling his Bruce Wayne, and like I said, the Batman aspect, it was cool, and I get it. It's only in that one you're young at it. It's only year 2, yada yada yada. But it's just like I just felt like you were there while stuff was happening, you saw some of the riddles, but you didn't really solve anything else.
I mean, Batman always ringed of like violent pedophilia to me because he's fighting people and hanging out in the cave with an underage minor in colorful tights. Like, there's just a lot that is questionable about that whole thing.
It's slightly homoerotic.
And then Superman, like, Lois is the most fucking toxic woman on the history of ever.
Really?
All she does is get into situations she needs to be saved from.
It happens around her.
No, she goes to those places.
She's a reporter.
The other reporters have this problem.
Well, that's the other days. You just see Superman on the days he's saving Lois.
She's a terrible reporter because you're not supposed to be the story, and she's always the story.
Well,
look, When the news ain't popping, you got to make the news. You got to do something.
And then like Superman, he literally created a character. His only weakness is a green rock from his home planet that he keeps running into for some reason, even though his planet was destroyed a million light years away. And then on top of that, he ends up getting killed by a guy who doesn't even have that. And you're like, I thought he was invincible. So
Who killed him?
Doomsday. That's right. They made the character that killed him a guy named Doomsday that looked like a swole grandpa and came and beat the shit out of him.
Well, he was
For a book this thick. It was like it was a textbook on how Superman got his ass.
Oh man, look, that whole death of Superman, man, that had people actually like upset for real in the 90s. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
And then there were 4 Supermen, and then
yeah, they brought back all these other Supermen, and Superman came back with a mullet, and people were pissed about that.
Wasn't there a Superman who had to like wear special goggles or something? And
Yeah, that was one of the So they had when they brought back all those other Supermen, you had Steel, which was the black dude who had he made like his kind of like an Iron Man kind of thing.
Remember that?
They had Superboy.
That actually was a character in the comic book.
Oh,
Yeah, he was pretty cool though. So I like Steel. I have his like opening issue.
That's like
Wasn't
my
bad.
favorite DC character. And
Yeah, he wasn't bad. They had Superboy. They had the dude with the shades. I forget his name. It was like Eradicator or something like that. I don't know what that was. That was kind of weird. And then they had like a robot Superman.
I just feel like what's the message? What are you supposed to take away from like every Marvel comic? One had some real themes to it, and then all of them had like one like underlying message or theme that they reinforced and like taught as like a life lesson.
yes.
I don't remember getting any of that from. What does Batman teach you about life?
If your parents die, fall in a hole.
If you're rich and your parents die, hate the world and fight people.
Fight them, but don't kill them. Fight, but don't kill.
I make them go to sleep with my batarang.
Yeah, cause see, like I think I was just. I mean, it's funny that you say that, but I think Marvel is a little more grounded, real world, whereas DC is kind of more. Even though you have like a lot of humans, it was more larger than life kind of deal. They all because you got more. Godlike characters and stuff like that, people that are considered gods, whereas, Marvel, it's kind of like more ordinary people that get powers or, people that kind of have powers but still wanted to be ordinary. So I think there's, that's the difference in those, two different comic productions.
So I've just been a Marvel loyalist and
I hear you.
So, but
I'm more Marvel over DC myself, but I'm a DC fan also.
Okay, and that's fair. I like some DC, but the movies have just been, and everybody who is like on. I don't need Zack Snyder to do anything ever again. I don't need.
I like his movies. I mean,
he did 300, right? Like that was the only one.
Yeah.
But like,
his superhero movies. I'm just gonna say I love Man of Steel. That I really enjoy Man of Steel, so I like that one. I liked his Justice League movie that they just came out with because it was I thought it was a little bit better than that original version. That was just kind of, that was disappointing. But
I never saw.
I mean, there haven't really been a lot of for the DC lineup. There hasn't been too many that just kind of blew me away. I won't say that I hated any of them, but it's just kind of, they need help.
For me, it was like, why is this 4 hours long? It did not need just so they can have unnecessary slow motion. Like there was like a whole minute of just Jason Momoa standing in front of a waterfall and his hair swinging around. Like why do I need that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good afternoon.
That's for the ladies, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I hear you though. That movie, it didn't need to be 4 hours, but I still liked it more than the original Justice League that came out, a couple years prior to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like the Evil Dead 5 Doctor.
WandaVision.
Yeah, that was Evil Dead. That was 100% like Sam.
Oh yeah, the dude had there was all kind of Evil Dead up in that movie.
Sam, I was just like the whole movie. I'm just going, God damn it, Sam Raimi! Like, why is this movie? This movie's so you. Like, it's just like riddled with Sam Raimi-isms. And I'm like, why did there was the Darkhold was the Necronomicon. Like, there was so much. There was so much, and you're just like, come on.
Yeah, it was a trip though. I like how they integrated that into a Marvel thing, even though that movie just it feels like it's a standalone. Like it doesn't feel like it's connected to anything else. And when they had first announced that movie and what they were talking about, I thought it was gonna be Fallout from the Spider-Man movie. But they barely mentioned it. Like, oh yeah, we got a Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, nobody cares.
Yeah. Wow.
It was just like I think everybody's because of quarantine. I had to take a step back because first I was a little bit disappointed, right? But then I took a step back and I realized, all right, this is like the third movie in this phase. Like we're not like we had how many movies before we got to Avengers?
6.
Like 6.
Right, and we're on like movie 3, and I think everybody's just feeling it because we've been waiting. It's been so long since Endgame now that we're ready for the next like big event, and we're also like, hurry up and get Fantastic Four done right, and hurry up and get the X-Men in here, and hurry up and get Deadpool 3 in here, and like everybody's like, oh, multiverse, that's how they're gonna do it, and they've had all these like things to set up multiverse stuff, and then they like, but it's all
nope. Yep, it was like nope.
Every time, but it's like they did Loki set it up, WandaVision set it up, then they go on the Spider-Man. I think the Spider-Man's going to set it up. Like no, and okay, well they're definitely going to do it in Multiverse of Madness, and including the fact there were all these rumors about them having the most cameos ever, and then you find out that nope, it's just a Doctor Strange movie.
Was there a black guy in the Illuminati?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was he?
He was the guy.
Mordo.
He trained Doctor Strange in the first movie, and then he got mad at him.
No, there was another black guy.
No, that was the same guy.
No, there was another black guy.
It was not another black guy.
No, it was the same guy. It was a different version of Mordo. So the Mordo that we've seen in the first Doctor Strange movie isn't the Mordo that was in this Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, no, I remember that part. No, I remember who he was.
No, Mordo was only black male in the Illuminati. The only other black person in the Illuminati in that movie was Monica Rambeau, who was Captain Marvel in that universe.
Okay,
right.
So who was the dude with the symbol on his forehead?
That was Black Bolt.
That was Black Bolt.
Okay,
he's a white guy.
That's okay. That's
in
why
a black costume.
It was blackface. My bad.
Oh man. Black Bolt, blackface.
You was black adjacent. My bad.
No, he's from the Inhumans, which Marvel tried to push because they thought they were going to push the Inhumans over X-Men, and it didn't work out. So they kind of scrapped that, but they threw him in there because they were supposed to be an Inhumans movie, but yeah, it didn't work out.
No. Here's what happened. So this is one of those like low key failures of Marvel that no one talks about, but they like really went hard
with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to set up Inhumans as being like this big next wave of Marvel shit. Because they basically at the time they didn't know if they were ever going to get X-Men, and so they were kind of setting up the Inhumans to take the place of the X-Men in the MCU.
Oh, okay.
And did all that and had a whole season on that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then they did the spin-off show for Inhumans, and it was a colossal failure. I mean, just the worst.
Terrible.
Yeah. They didn't have like Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones.
It was bad. The costume design were bad. The casting was bad. I mean, they even tried to push it in the comic books too, and people weren't even buying it. It was just bad.
Did they have the Black Bolt? Was it his daughter or the girl that ends up hooking up with Johnny Storm, Crystal? And she has this giant dog that can like jump through portals or something. Dog.
Okay.
And the
he
CG
shouldn't have a giant dog.
And the CG on this dog in the show was just like so corny.
Yeah, it was bad. That whole thing was bad.
See, because the thing is, like with that guy, right? I thought he was black, like because I saw a bunch of memes that were like, "Who the fuck is that?" Because when they were naming people, they were naming all the members of the Illuminati, and they were like, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" And it gets to him, and it's like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" because I seriously was lost, and then they were like, "Yeah, he could whisper and blow your head."
So
And I was like, "Wow, that motherfucker would have been real useless against Thanos. Why didn't they get him during Endgame?"
So here's the thing: the only reason I knew about it because I never was a big Fantastic Four comic book reader.
Oh, he's a fan for guy.
Yes, that was the whole thing that didn't make sense about the Inhumans, right? Because the Inhumans are always Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Like that was how they were kind of tied to Marvel. And then, but Fantastic Four was owned by Fox. So when the MCU started, like they had the Inhumans, but they didn't have Fantastic Four, which didn't make any sense. So like they ended up like being in this weird split. So this is the first time that you saw Fantastic Four and Inhumans in the same place. And this makes more sense.
Okay.
Because the two come together. I don't know if you recognize the actor, by the way. Do you know who played Black Bolt?
One black guy. I don't know.
No, it was the same guy who plays Captain Pike on the new Boldly
That
Go
was him?
show. It's same actor. It's Strange New Worlds
Yeah.
on
Boldly Go.
Paramount Plus, which you referred to as Star Trek Boldly Go. Like what the fuck is that? But,
That's what I thought the name was. Because that's what they're doing right now. They're boldly going. It's Star Trek's done too much. I'm gonna say that right now. They put entirely too many shows out at one time. The hashtag Me Too in space with Discovery.
Discovery just
and then
it started out so good, and it just got like
then Grandpa on the starship with Picard, and now
Yeah.
you're like, hey, let's go visit Pike.
and they fucked up Halo. I'm heated.
Was it?
I watched that whole series and I thought I gave it every chance I could, but it fucking sucked. Like Paramount, you fucking suck. I want to cancel my subscription over that shit.
Oh dang.
Well, here,
You know what? I get mad every time I turn on Paramount Plus and I see the little warthog roll around. And I'm like, no, you fucking ruined it.
Oh,
I'll give it season 2 to come back and see if they fix it. But hopefully they'll get bullied on Twitter and they'll fix some shit.
here's
They
the thing.
didn't retcon that whole season 1. It was terrible.
Here's how you can
Oh,
tell
man.
that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial is very deep. We've gone into 5 different conversations off that one conversation.
Mm.
We've been talking about Amber Heard. I don't know where the hell we went.
Yeah, we went from Amber Heard to Aquaman to DC to Superman to Batman sucks to
Getting fucked away from that trial as quickly as we could.
Hey,
yeah, we just like see what happens when you shit on somebody's bed. You make time.
this is the outcome of shitting on this Johnny Depp's bit.
All
What
you gotta
else
do
going
is
on?
shit on somebody's bed, make a whole podcast.
Ricky Gervais put out a special recently on Netflix, and people are mad about it because he basically went out to the same shit Dave did, and now the Netflix is saying that they're gonna that's a free speech issue. And now I don't like my allies on the side of free speech because it's like I don't disagree, but I don't like that you're the people. Like, first of all, I don't like Ricky Gervais. I don't like his face. He just always looked like the dude about to say some shit and be like, gotcha. Like he just seems like that guy, and I don't like that guy, especially when he's British. It annoys me more.
It annoys you even more.
He said, especially when he's British.
I like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
I actually like his comedy. I like when he hosts the Emmys. I like him going after celebrities. He's actually funny to me.
I know
Yeah, I'm gonna check this latest special out.
Yeah.
I might, probably this week and just see because I'm not big on his comedy. I don't know if I've never seen any specials that he has before. Big Dave Chappelle fan. Love Dave Chappelle. I've been watching him for forever. But I like I said, I'm all about free speech and saying jokes and all that stuff. But then at the same time, I can understand why people would be upset because some things just come off as you're not really telling jokes. You're just kind of being more aggressive, maybe, or just kind of. I mean, yeah, some stuff you could say, oh well, there's insight, there's thought. He's just saying how he feels, blah 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 blah. But you could see how it offends people too. You have to look at things like that because people are like, oh, I don't understand why somebody's getting offended. And it's like, well, I mean, You really don't understand why? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I don't see the article here exactly what he said, but apparently it was.
Yeah, it didn't say the thing that I read of that you guys were talking about with the CEO. It didn't say what they were saying in the special. It just said that they offended people from the trans community, but then the CEO was like, "Well, I stand with Dave and I stand with Ricky because it's free speech, and we're not taking the stuff off of Netflix." So that was basically all it said there. Like I said, I'm gonna have to see the special for myself to see. Like I said, I've seen Dave Chappelle's specials, and it's just kind of like, all right, well, I mean, if that's the way he feels, fine, but I don't, as far as the material on that being overly funny or anything like that, not to me. But,
I struggle with the label transphobic sometimes because it's like, is it really coming from a place of fear? It just seems like there's a disagreement about the discussion of phobia gets tossed around a lot of times and gets misused, and like you said, it's not. Is it really a phobia, or what are we talking about here? For real? Yeah, it does seem like it's they want to label it as fearful because that makes it like, oh, you're just afraid of this being a thing. It's like
you're just afraid of gays.
But it's like, you're afraid of letting people have opinions. So
you're thought phobic. That's how you start throwing it back in. You're thought phobic.
Thought phobic.
I don't know. I mean, there should be a space for I don't know, because I don't think it's. I mean, I think that there's sometimes we're so would hurry to be in this woke mode that we kind of.
Oh, you ain't woke no more, Joey?
No, I've always
Black lives don't matter to you anymore.
What? That's not what I was saying.
Black people ain't important to you anymore, Joey LaFond. I just heard you using them conservative talking points again.
What single conservative talking point?
I heard it come out your mouth, Joey. That we're too woke. You said that the gays are taking over the country.
That's not what I said at all.
And they're putting chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
That is not.
I heard it, Joey. I heard it from you.
That is not. You're listening to a different podcast. I'm saying, sure? Yes. All I'm saying is that I think that there's a reasonable discussion to be had, because there was one clip that did raise a good question.
Okay.
If it's like, if we're redefining these things,
then
let's define them. What is a woman? What is a man?
There aren't any definitions for those anymore.
But see, that's my problem. Is like, there still needs to be a definition.
No, there doesn't.
It can't. Otherwise, the words have no meaning. And what are we doing?
Fluidity.
that doesn't.
Sexual fluidity.
That's not an answer.
Fuck everybody in the butt. That's what it boils down to.
Fine. You know what? This dollar bill isn't in a dollar bill because it feels like it's $100.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly. It'd be nice.
You're monetarily phobic.
You're number phobic. So I mean, I think that, like, again, if like, it's fine if you feel you are something like whatever, but like, you should be able to define that.
I'm glad you're saying all this shit, because it's better coming from you. Because every time I express my opinions about this conversation, I get called a sexist, a homophobe, and a genderist.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just asking.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
No.
That's a goddamn attack, Joe.
I'm sorry. I know I was looking at you when I said that, but I'm saying it to the world. Like, I'm not saying that anybody who...
I'm not saying Marcus isn't sexist.
I'm not saying anybody who says they're a woman isn't a woman. I'm not saying anyone who says they're a man isn't a man. I'm asking you to define what is a woman, what is a man, because I'm confused and I just want to know which way is up.
There is no woman or man anymore, Joey. It's them days.
That's not... See, that's the thing, is it's not technically that. You don't... That's the thing, is like, you just because someone is trans doesn't mean that they are non-binary. Like, those are two completely separate things.
Hold up, wait a minute. There's another alphabet.
No, it's just
it's more letters.
It's just there's a I choose to define myself as a man, or I choose to define myself as a woman, and then there's the I don't choose to define myself at all, which is the they.
Oh,
Oh, is that what I didn't get the whole they thing. I never
because it's not
like I always thought they was plural. Like isn't that plural? Like
it was, but
are you a group of people? Is that what you are? I'm a group.
Again, this is why I'm asking for definitions, because we're using words in different ways.
Let's pull up the LGBT.
And I just want to know, like, because like, look, I'm on. You tell me what the definition should be so that everybody feels okay about themselves, and I'm on board. But I still need a definition. Otherwise, maybe means no, or I'm gonna say Tuesday, and someone's gonna say you said Trump. Like it's just like at some point, if you just remove definitions, then anybody can say that I said anything. You know what I mean? Like any word could have any meaning, and we could accuse anybody of meaning anything that they don't mean when they say things.
Well, that's what we're
because the words have no definitions anymore.
Well, everyone wants to be felt to be accepted, Joey.
That's fine. I'm trying to accept you, but you still got to tell me what is what.
Why do I have to make you understand what my exception is?
What am I accepting you as?
Accept me as a human.
As a human. As a person. Yeah, there you go.
What's a person?
I'm a postmenopausal person, man.
See, that's my thing. Like, okay, and this is probably just, a side subject and all that, but it's just like, why? I mean, we got all these terms and all this, that, and the third, and we could be here all day talking about that, but it's just like, why can't we just treat people as human beings and just be cordial when you need to be? I don't see what's so hard about that. And then we get into this stuff about sexual orientation and all that. It's like, look, if you're a grown up, you're not forcing anything on anybody. You do what you do. You do whatever you want to do. You're a grown person. You're not doing nothing. You're not, like you said, you're not forcing nothing on nobody. You're not hurting nobody. Then your sexual preference, whatever you choose to do, that should be your own thing. It shouldn't even be stuff that we should be having conversations about or be worrying about with other people.
Right.
If you want to identify as this, fine. You do it. You identify as this. I'm gonna treat you like a human being unless you do something that deems otherwise. But even still, it's just like, let's just treat people as human beings. That's what we all are. You want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be this, fine. That hey, whatever.
So
here's
the lettering of the community, which is something I've always been. I've never fully got the breakdown of it. It is LGG BDT TTIQQAAPP. That is lesbian.
It sounds like a June conversation.
It's a lesbian, gay, gender queer, bisexual, demi. That's God sexual. Demisexuals. They fucking Thor. Transgender, transsexual, two-spirit. That means you fucking souls. That means you sucking souls out of penis.
I don't know where this is going.
Intersexual,
but this is
queer, questioning. That's what Joey's questioning. Asexual, allies, pansexual, and
I'm questioning things, but I'm not aroused by it. It's a different thing. Listen, here's
Joey. You are polyamorously phobic.
What?
Joey is polyamorously phobic. Joey don't want to fuck in this group.
I don't want multiple holes penetrated. Listen, at the end of the day,
we're in the poly community afterwards.
I know. Listen,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Wow.
I think at the end of the day, freedom of speech is great, but I think that the don't be a dick rule still applies.
Yeah, it's always been.
Oh yeah.
But that's the part where people forget about. They always want to yell free speech. And maybe we should have part of none of the amendment. There should be a clause in that amendment. Don't be a dick.
Am I being a dick when I talk about him? Tell me the truth.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but see, then you got to define that thing, like you said. What's being a dick?
What is a dick?
What is a dick?
Some of these people have dicks, but they ain't men. So am I being a man or a dick? What am I being, Joey?
I think that's a conversation to figure out where that line is, and it probably is. That's where that's where some interpretation by a court of a supreme nature might be to interpret that clause in the thing. So legal precedent would set that being a dick is X.
Okay.
So that's going to happen. First court case goes up, but I think we still should add to that amendment freedom of speech, but don't be a dick.
Okay, I got you. All right, so Joey, here's what I say to that. Okay, it is National Pride Month.
It's like
Tomorrow.
Is it mean? Where that line where that be crossed from mean to funny goes too far mean? That's when you're being a dick.
Okay. So next week on the Dye County Podcast, we will have a breakdown. I will write the breakdown myself of all of the letter folk.
Oh Jesus!
Because I'm gonna educate us for national for LGBTQ Pride Month.
Is there a letter for King Harris?
King Herod, the guy that killed Jesus?
No, T.I.'s son.
Oh, the guy that killed Atlanta.
No, the guy that yelled at Waffle House.
Why was he yelling at Waffle House, Joey?
You got to do a dispute with several employees of the local Waffle House.
What? Okay, first off, why is T.I.'s son at Waffle House?
Because he received unwanted pickles in his meal.
So he pulled a DJ Marcus. That's exactly what I fucking do.
Oh man!
You put pickles on my burger, I'm gonna pick this goddamn table up and throw it at you. I've done it at multiple Chick-fil-A's. That's why I'm only allowed 3 of them.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
so that's what it was. He got pickles on his food.
Yeah, he said, "quote I'm about to go in here and J down. They got me fucked up." He told his followers before adding word I'm not going to say. Think I won't jump across the table. All right, watch this.
Niggas think I won't jump across the table. Watch this shit.
King walked in and almost immediately went on a profanity-laced tirade. Things got worse when someone off camera told him he couldn't curse inside the establishment. We can talk like that outside, they added.
You know the fuck I am?
Then he said,
and that kid like 12 years old?
17. He said, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live. Surely stop talking. I'm on live, shorty. Stop talking to me. This ain't you fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't typing on you. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you.
Wow. This is one of those privileged kids.
Yeah.
Little brat. Little spoiled little brat.
Pretty much.
Literally, he said, my name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day.
No, he ain't into no that shit. Tell your mother Happy Mother's Day.
Wow.
She on my live anyway.
Wow.
You invited the Atlanta native to approach the cooking area of the store to fight. King did not bow out and soon hopped the counter as if ready to accept the offer.
Uh-oh.
Come here, I'll show you what I can do, he yelled repeatedly. Later, he walked outside but continued to taunt the employee and threatened to pistol whip him.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait till I get back and see him out here late night, King went on before hopping in a vehicle and taking off.
Shit, he gonna see it on late night?
People on social media quickly poured it in saying, I need to come get his son. This is not the way.
This is not the way.
Wow. This is a bad situation. I don't know what
spoiled little brat.
Pretty much.
Need a beat down.
Here's
Need old school whooping.
He said, of course, I spoke with my son, me and his uncles, the rapper claimed. We were perplexed by the necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt the need to stop what he was doing to engage someone who's at another level of life.
We were perplexed. I gotta love
was
that.
Was he saying that about his son being on another level of life?
No, yeah, than the short order cook.
So basically, T.I. just said, why are you talking to these peasants?
Yeah.
My son the king. He'll be talking to these peasants.
I had to explain to him that when people are not living like the way they hope they would live, and here you are walking in enjoying so much freedom and luxury, and people are going to posture themselves in a certain way. So therefore, you are going to have to enjoy your life. You have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
Fuck T.I.
That's stupid. You don't want over there starting mess. It don't matter if he a short order cook. I mean, you get to talk down to him. I mean, he cooking your food, ain't he?
You can just go and say, hey,
y'all got pickles on my burger.
Yeah, can you fix it?
Can y'all give me a new burger?
Or just take the pickles off.
Right. I'm like, dude, you allergic to them? Or I mean, damn.
You put pickles on a burger, it's gonna taste like pickles the whole time eating it. I've had that mistake happen.
Okay.
Like they put pickles and ketchup on my burger one time, and I almost killed everybody. Because I tried to, I was little, I'd wipe it off, but I would always taste that tang.
I've watched you take a tomato and lettuce off a burger and throw it out a window in my car.
Well, I threw the bun off. I threw the bun with it because the bun touched the tomato.
Oh no!
And had a whole open-faced burger.
You
in my
damn
passenger
right.
seat.
Because I told them no toppings. I told them plain. If I say plain, I mean plain. Anybody playing with y'all peasant ass niggas? Goddamn peasants. Working for me today. Ain't called, ain't got shit on me. Joey LaFaro. What else going on there? Joey, we done with that? We wrapping up, man?
That's about it, man. Unless you want to talk about these whites drowning.
These whites are drowning every day.
7 people were killed on Georgia waterways over the weekend.
Well, that sounds like T.I. did.
5 were killed and 4 were injured in a 2-boat collision on Sunday on the Wilmington River near Savannah. How do you run into? It's a fucking river. How do you fucking run into a boat? It's not like there's like a lane on a road. Like what the fuck?
Hey, apparently people was highly drunk.
Had to be.
Wilmington River?
How are they all dying on the boat? I don't get this. Jump out the boat. Like, what's happening here?
Must have been a crazy crash.
I know. According to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, 4 of the dead were from a single family. Searchers didn't locate 3 of the bodies until Sunday morning. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. One of the survivors has been charged with boating under the influence.
Uh-oh. You'll get the boat under the influence.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's the Wilmington River?
Yeah.
In Georgia?
A town is also mourning the drowning death of 5-year-old Caden Franklin, who vanished while playing on a float Sunday on Lake Allatoona near Cedar Creek in northwest Georgia.
Jeez.
So you know what Georgia is famous for doing, Joey? Drowning black towns under lakes that they man-made.
Yeah.
And estuaries that they man-made. Guess what's happening, Joey?
Reparations?
The ancestors are reaching up and grabbing them. This is what happens when you fuck with us for 200 years.
It's like that episode of Atlanta from season 1. There's episode 1 from this season.
What happened there? I haven't seen the season of Atlanta.
They had a whole scene on that lake with a ghost dream thing.
Of course.
Yeah, talking about it. More than 200 people have died swimming in boating accidents since 1994 in the lake, which is an unusual, spooky history. The popular 3,800-acre lake north of Atlanta was created in the 1950s by deliberately flooding valley communities and covering up existing cemeteries.
Jeez.
See? The ancestors.
That's some ancestors. That's what they said to tell us from the hood. They warned them. They don't want to listen.
And the funny part is, like there's no debating it. Like that death toll is absurd. 200 people.
Yeah.
Like,
wow, Georgia.
Georgia's always on my mind, Joey, because of racism. Oh man, we're gonna get out of here, Joey.
Stacey Abrams did say it's the worst state to live in.
Damn right, she was not lying about that.
They got a death hole in the water.
Death hole.
Oh man, we're gonna get out of here, Joe.
Yeah.
It has been a fun week. Miggs, tell the people where they can find you again, sir.
Yes, once again, check me out on GoDefyLife.com in the entertainment section, Movies with Miggs, and also on Facebook under the same name, Movies with Miggs. Come check me out. If you're a movie lover, this page is for you.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Joey, where can they find you, man?
At Comedy Shows Near Me on Instagram. You can also find us in the comment section with Comedy Shows Near Me. We are at McGinty's Public House every Thursday. The June lineup is fully published on Eventbrite. You can go get your tickets now for every single show in June.
Okay.
This week we have an awesome lineup with Lil Vita is going to be opening. Christian McCartney's coming down. He's going to be featuring. And with Mr. Martin Phillips coming up to headline.
Okay. Oh man, that sounds like a boss lineup. Man.
It is a really, really good lineup.
All right, so I will be there this week.
Nothing but bangers coming in June. This is going to be a fun month.
DJ Marcus will be in the building this week, spinning the hits. So come by the DJ area and telling me you want to hear something special for you, and I'll do it because I ain't got shit else to do. I'm just there spinning records. And if you want to also find me, you can find me at the Hoochie Hut in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh,
on Thursday.
Back again.
Back again at the Hoochie Hut. DJ Marcus spinning from 4:45 to 10:15. Those are Hoochie Hut hours.
Oh,
yes.
I should also mention that June 11th, I will be as part of the Second Saturday Shit Show with Mike Quinlan and Brian Preston up in Baltimore at the Auto Bar.
Okay.
So that's a new one. And you can follow me, LaFaro Comedy, on Instagram. It's in the comment section. Since you don't know how to spell my last name, I just put it there.
He is low far.
It's only got one A, so if you put two A's, you're wrong.
He is not low Faro. He is low Faro. Just like his hair on the top of his head. It's low.
Yep.
It's not low. Low would be flowing. But I'm DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro for Candace Zog is the Dot Comedy team. We are a Dot Comedy family, and we will see you next time on the Dot Comedy Podcast.